Hello and welcome to 5 and 5, where we take time to ask industry leaders questions pertaining to one of 5 topics selected completely at random. We have Marcus Lowe with us. He is the Commercial Director for Beam Suntory for Southeast Asia. Thank you very
Hey
much.
guys, hey Natasha, thank you for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. Let's find out what topic we're going to delve into.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Please read out the category.
Campaigns.
Okay. Campaigns. What is a campaign that really sticks out to you? Perhaps it's one that you've worked on at Beam Suntory or not.
Well, I think one of those that I've worked on in Beam Suntory would be the campaign for trying to convert the consumer in the notion with regards to Jim Beam as daddy string, old man string, to one of something that is a lot more vibrant as well as a lot more modern in terms of its take on self rituals as well. And we brought in the artisanal aspects of the Japanese highball, which is where we brought in the Jim Beam highball campaign as well as our hero served across the Asia Pacific region. Which has garnered us a lot of success in terms of conversion as well as in terms of consumers recruitment for the younger demographics as well as psychographics. I would say that would probably be the most successful campaign I've been involved in Beam Suntory so far. The entire ecosystem and delivering Jim Beam as a very modern American bourbon or whiskey versus when I first started, when everyone thought of it as just Jim Beam and cola, basically. Yeah, so that has changed significantly in the past 4-ish years that I've been in Beam Suntory. For an external campaign that I can think of, it will be the Nike campaign with Colin Kaepernick. That would be the campaign that basically I would say resonated a lot with myself, as well as resonated a lot with what I believed in as an individual as well. So I would say those are the 2 campaigns that I would say would be the ones that resonated a lot with me the past 2 years, basically.
Fantastic. Yes, they really. I mean, that it really stands out. What is? Could you talk us through a few of the brands that you have in Beam Suntory? I mean, obviously there's Jim Beam, but for our watchers that don't know, what other ones do you look after?
I looked after the entire spectrum. So you have the baseline brands like, for example, Suntory beer, to the really ultra premium brands like the Japanese whiskeys, the Yamazakis and Hibikis, etc. So interesting brands that we have been talking a lot more and communicating a lot more nowadays would be the Roku Gin, which is a Japanese gin with 6 botanicals. So it's one of the first commercially available Japanese gin. Another one would be we realized that over the course of the year, because of the pandemic, a lot of people are drinking a lot more at home. So they're looking for more interesting serves as well as DIY cocktail bundles. So Roku Gin as a category was already growing and exploding, actually, having a massive growth. Roku Gin itself, because of its accessible palate and nature, got pretty popular amongst the consumers here in Southeast Asia. Another one would be our ready-to-drink series, Strong Zero -196, which is basically a patented ready-to-drink product where basically why is it Strong Zero is basically zero calories, zero sugar, etc., etc. And it was basically frozen and made at -196 Fahrenheit. So and it's a pretty strong RTD actually, with very high alcohol by volume.
Right.
Yeah, so these are the two more exciting ones. And of course, we have you being in the UK, as we just spoke offline. We have the scotches, so lowland scotches at Alpha Ocean, which is basically what we are trying to do is to present it as a more of a modern take of a city level scotch versus the provenance, which a lot of other malt scotch brands are going after. Ours would be more of a modern city level, looking after the psychographics of, I wouldn't say millennials, but more of the modern city dwellers, if you will. So it's been quite pretty exciting in Southeast Asia despite the pandemic. And these brands we have pivoted as well. I'm sure you've heard this word many times in the past year. So
I mean, it's a necessary word, yes.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil, but we have pivoted to ensure that home consumption is something that consumers can understand with our brands as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone's had to, and I would imagine that alcohol are one of those brands where, like, I'm not sure what the figures are, but I mean, clearly people aren't going out as much and so not drinking in bars and things, but people are turning to alcohol at
Exactly.
home. So
they have to, or they'll go mad. So
exactly. I think in like quarantine, that's one of the things that people have really like been up in arms. If where they're staying that doesn't allow alcohol, there's like been revolt.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so we had a couple of markets in Southeast Asia where there were almost prohibition style bans. That didn't sit well to consumers, obviously, and they went mad. Well, it didn't help, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, alcohol brands are renowned for being able to push the envelope and create campaigns that are, more experiential or, make people feel and think differently. Are there any experiential campaigns that you guys have worked on recently where you've had to pivot? You said that you're doing a lot more of the sort of at home and cocktail making. Could you just talk us through one of those sort of activations?
Well, I would say one of the activations that we work with on a lot. I wouldn't say it's fully experiential, given that a lot of it is home consumption, and obviously platforms like Zoom and all has helped us a lot. But what we realize is that consumers, like I mentioned, are looking for making their own cocktails at home.
Yeah.
A lot of them, especially in Singapore, where it's a little bit more advanced in terms of the development, they are looking not just for a bottled drink, but more of an experience. So a lot of times, what we have been creating is cocktail bundles or kits, if you may, with the shakers, etc. And also at the same time allowing the consumers the option of logging into scheduled workshops with our brand ambassador to actually run them through how to make easy cocktails with ingredients that you can easily find at home. So whether is it with just fruits, or is it with basically regular spices that you can find at home that you use for cooking, those are items that we worked on to actually deliver a home cocktail experience.
Awesome.
We also, so it's been great, and it has advanced and evolved to a point where we are collaborating with cocktail bartenders, so the Asia Top 50 bars, if you may, as well as World 50 bars. So those guys have been very helpful. Obviously, I wouldn't say they are a bit more available now, but they are more open to actually they have a bit more bandwidth now because of the restrictions in terms of consumption timings. So we have engaged their help to actually collaborate, to actually drive that piece with us as well, and to teach consumers, of course, with our brands, but they can easily, of course, also replicate it with other brands within the category. Yeah.
Okay. Last question, a short one. What is your favorite drink or cocktail?
That would be the Sazerac.
Sazerac. Okay. Good choice. It's been so nice speaking with you, Marcus. Thank you very much.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
5 and 5.